America, how y'all doing? It's your favorite super mayor, Tiffany A. Henyard. Like I said, the people's everything. And yes, I am now a Georgia peach.
She's back. Yep. Tiffany Henyard is back on the scene. So she's no longer in Dolton, Illinois. She's now over there in Atlanta, Georgia, Fulton County to be exact. And there are rumors going around that she's going to be running for District 5 commissioner, okay? But this time as a Republican. Now, she has not come out and confirmed this completely, but she's hinting at it. You know, she's saying she has a big announcement to make on Friday, which is today. And so I guess we'll see. But let's talk about Tiffany Henyard, you guys, because if you live there in Fulton County and you don't know anything about Tiffany Henyard by now, this will be a good video for you to watch, because we're going to visit Tiffany Henyard's sordid past, okay? And we're going to take a look at the many controversies that surrounded her when she was Mayor of Dolton and the Supervisor of Thornton Township. Because if you guys don't know, Tiffany Henyard made history when she became the first woman Mayor of Dolton, Illinois.
Been over 128 years that a woman has ever ran Dolton. There's never been a woman. So thank you for everyone that supports me, that respects me, and that respects the seat in the title. The crown is heavy for those who wear it. So I won't let you down. I will continue to be great.
And then she made history again when she became the first woman African-American supervisor of Thornton Township.
And then God blessed me and placed me here in 2022, becoming the first female, youngest African-American supervisor of the largest township in the state of Illinois. That's what all the hate is all about. It's all about your super mayor became too powerful too quick.
But what happened? She fumbled both of those bags, okay? Which she was making a total of over $300,000 a year for those positions.
Now to a major development in the saga of embattled Thornton Township Supervisor Tiffany Henyard. A judge has dismissed her lawsuit, claiming that a caucus that threw her off the ballot was illegal.
I will be suing everybody tomorrow. This is illegal.
This is illegal.
Illegal. I'm excited. I can't wait till the results come in this evening. I'm going to come in by a landslide, and when I do, the people will speak.
Incumbent Tiffany Henyard garnered 12% of the vote, while House garnered 87%.
I'm going to come in by a landslide.
Have you heard from Tiffany? Has she conceded? Has she said she accepts the results to you yet?
I have not heard anything from former Mayor Henyard.
Riding around and get it.
And so she lost horribly, you know, when she tried to run for mayor again, and she lost her position as the supervisor of Thornton Township. Now, she does have her fair share of supporters who support her, basically ride or die. But like I said, we're going to take a dive into her past and some of her past behaviors, and I'll let you guys be the judge on who Tiffany Henyard is and if she is qualified to be in a commissioner seat. First, let's take a look at how she interacted with the Board of Trustees when she was the mayor of Dolton.
The issue is you got to respect people. You are inconsiderate, you're rude, and if we had an attorney that actually would respond to us, we wouldn't be where we are right now.
So now, I can go back and forth with this trustee. I could check her. I could tell all her flaws. I could do all of that. But y'all gonna get a different Mayor Tiffany Henyard today. But I'm not gonna stoop to Trustee Belcher's level. Why I gotta have all this controversy? Why I gotta have all this back and forth with my board? For what? When I put you in your seat, Trustee House, Trustee Belcher never would have been a trustee. I the one made it possible for you guys to sit where you are now. And all I wanna do is help the people. That's it.
This is not a dictatorship. This is a democracy. We were elected just like you were elected. You are not the only voice for the people. The people elected 7 people. The system is designed with 7 elected officials in mind. 7. It's not just your way or the highway, and that's why we're here, Mayor. If you humble yourself, you can work with your team, and we can work together to do the best for the residents. You hold up the whole meeting and say we're wasting time just because you didn't want me to speak when you could let me speak and we could have moved on.
Don't get to a board meeting and put on a show. How you gonna lead Trustee House when you don't even know where to start? Y'all have to do better, Trustee House. You can't want to lead people and can't lead, man. You got to do better. I keep telling you, just because you wear a suit don't make you suitable. Stop. You got to do better than what you're doing right now. And right now, you're doing is keeping up confusion, keeping up mess. You got to grow, man.
Once a month, Monday was a reality show that everybody turned in. It was entertainment to some. But when you sit in there, it's not entertainment.
When y'all do know I am the first. I'm the first youngest female mayor. Female. Stop following blind. I keep telling y'all that. Educate yourself. Learn. But y'all won't. Everybody want to earn, but don't want to learn. So next on the agenda is a motion to approve the purchase of 5 residential properties, 1 commercial property from the Cook County Land Bank. Is there a motion?
We wouldn't trust you to buy penny candy if you think we're about to let you buy properties.
If you guys want to have an adult conversation with me, you know my number, you know where I live, you know all of that, Belcher. You guys can call me, but you don't. Hold on. But you don't call. You guys want to come here and put on a show for what? So all I'm saying to you is when they say no, I say yes. And it's sad because you guys ran on my ticket, both of y'all, Trustee Belcher and Trustee House. Both y'all did. And when you ran on my ticket, y'all ran on my vision. My vision is to fix our community.
The vision wasn't to rob the city. The vision wasn't for the FBI. The vision wasn't for you to steal all the money.
So I think you guys get the point. Tiffany Henyard just can't get along with a lot of people, okay? Not only did she always fight with the Board of Trustees in Dolton, but it wasn't any different in Thornton Township. And matter of fact, here's a comparison between her being supervisor and her interactions with the Board of Trustees over there in Thornton Township, alongside her interactions with the Board of Trustees in Dolton, Illinois.
I think this year you should tell the truth that you guys don't do your job. And if you need information, you should ask for information that you feel you need.
Every trustee up here get whatever information they request. So when they get up here lying about they don't get something, it's not true.
So despite just her basic argumentative nature and her inability to get along with people and have a decent conversation with her Board of Trustees, there were multiple controversies surrounding her tenure as mayor and supervisor of Thornton Township. Let's have a look at some of those. First off, we're going to start off with one of the controversies that I feel was easily one of the most egregious ones that she was accused of. And that's the accusations that she used taxpayer dollars to fund a charity that she started, but then later denied that she had anything to do with said charity.
WGN Investigates has learned nearly all of the money a South Suburban politician's cancer charity claims to have received in its first few months of activity came from taxpayers. It's the latest example of questionable spending by Dolton Mayor Tiffany Henyard, who also serves as Thornton Township Supervisor.
And again, I created a foundation called Tiffany Henyard Cares. Anybody that's suffering or battling cancer, please go to thcares.org to get help with wigs, chemo, a ride.
The Tiffany Henyard Cares Foundation was created in the fall of 2022 and heavily promoted by Henyard. The township board she oversees gave the foundation $10,000 days after its creation. A new filing with the Illinois Attorney General says the foundation only raised $3,000 additional dollars. Henyard tried to distance herself from the foundation in a recent interview, claiming she had no involvement in the group's activities.
What is the Tiffany Henyard Cares Foundation? You said it's not affiliated with you at all?
Correct.
Well, what is it?
So someone made up a foundation. They named it after me.
I created a foundation called Tiffany Henyard Cares. Anybody that's suffering or battling cancer, please go to thcares.org.
And they like my work that I do in the community, and it's called Tiffany Henyard Cares.
Have you contacted them and told them you can't use my name improperly?
Well, my lawyer's handling a lot of that stuff, so all I can tell you is that I'm not the one on anything.
Because guess what? Everybody else create foundations. Why can't we create one for our own people in our own backyard? So when you exhaust those funds, you have another option to help alleviate some of the pain.
That's the only thing I can tell you right now. So I'm just trying to answer to the.
So you're saying there's a foundation that's not registered, but it has nothing to do with you?
Correct. That's true.
Okay.
That's
so you're not aware of any of the work that they've done, money that they've raised, anything along those lines?
Correct.
Something else that I'm doing that I'm really, really big on that's dear to my heart is I'm real big on a cancer foundation. I have created Tiffany Henyard Cares Foundation, and what that entails is helping everybody within the 17 municipalities with services.
There's a foundation that's not registered, but it has nothing to do with you?
Correct. That's true.
Okay.
That's
so you're not aware of any of the work that they've done, money that they've raised, anything along those lines?
Correct.
So you guys get the point, right? She went from advertising her charity at these board meetings to totally denying having anything to do with them on the Roland Martin show. But that's not the only controversy that came to light during her political career. She also was in the limelight for hiring a registered sex offender as a code enforcer in Dolton. And why this was an issue, besides the obvious fact that she was the mayor of a village and she hired a registered sex offender, is because the position that she hired him for allowed him to go into people's homes.
Residents of South Suburban Dolton reacting to a Fox 32 investigation that found a new village employee with a dangerous criminal past.
Redmond is close to new Dolton Mayor Tiffany Henyard and worked on her campaign. Redmond was hired as a code enforcement officer for the village of Dolton, a job that gives him access inside homes and businesses. Redmond is listed as a child sex offender on the Illinois State Police Registry. He served 24 years of a 50-year sentence for taking part in the brutal gang and beating of 2 young girls in the Roseland neighborhood in 1991. News reports at the time say Redmond was one of 4 young men who kidnapped the girls and took them to an abandoned garage where they were sexually assaulted and beaten with boards and guns.
So despite that controversy, there were multiple other controversies. Another one included her actually physically fighting at one of the township board meetings. Yes, you heard me right. Physically fighting.
After a wild fight ended last week's Thornton Township board meeting, a lawyer for the board is asking the state to allow them to hold remote meetings for the time being. Township Attorney Michael Delgado sent a letter this week to Illinois Governor Pritzker and Attorney General Kwame Raoul asking them for a waiver of the Open Meetings Act that would allow the meetings to be held on Zoom. Delgado says the board believes that given the current political climate in the township, which is led by controversial Dolton Mayor Tiffany Henyard, it would be best that people meet remotely and not in person.
So yeah, she didn't get along with the Board of Trustees, no matter if it was in Dolton or Thornton Township. She ended up getting into an actual physical brawl, during her tenure. And then she's recorded on video saying she both created a cancer charity called Tiffany Henyard Cares, and then later on, she's on tape denying that she ever had anything to do with that charity. She hired a registered sex offender to be able to go into people's houses. There are so many controversies that surrounded her during her political career in Dolton and in Thornton Township, but we're not going to go into all those today. So let's get back up to date to Tiffany Henyard and what her new plans are, because she's digging her heels into Atlanta and she wants to get back into government. You would think after all the failures over there in Dolton and in Thornton Township, where she was basically ran out of town, you know how they run the beast out of town with pitchforks? She was basically ran out of town from those 2 positions because she just couldn't handle it. And she didn't know how to be an undercover corrupt politician, okay? Let's just face it. Most politicians are not in it for the people. All right, they're in it for the money, they're in it for the recognition, and Tiffany Henyard is no different. I definitely think that politics runs in her blood, okay? She loves it, she gets energy from it, but the difference is she just doesn't know how to be quiet and sit down sometimes, okay? In short, Tiffany Henyard is her own worst enemy, because all she had to do was sit there, get the money. You know what I'm saying? She was getting it anyway. She was doing whatever she had to do behind the scenes to get it anyway. But the problem was she wanted all the glory, all the fame, all the recognition that came along with that money. And she found out the hard way. So she found out by not losing 1 seat, but 2 seats of power. But did she learn? Something tells me no, because she's back at it again. Okay, let's get back up to date. She's back at it again, and she's going for another seat in government, this time in Atlanta.
How y'all doing, Georgia? It's a lot going on with me, but a lot of positive vibes, a lot of great energy. This too shall pass. And as I rise, I want everybody to stay tuned to my story, because this is Project Phoenix in the making. And Project Phoenix is me rising, me showing the world what it looks like to come out of controversy.
And I guess we just have to see if it's going to be any different.
Because I got a big announcement as well, and I'm going to announce more than likely Friday. I'm going to say tomorrow. So if it's not tomorrow evening, it's definitely going to be Friday. I'm going to make my big announcement that everyone's waiting on. I've been getting calls. People want to know what I'm doing. People want to help. And it's a lot going on here in Fulton County.
Now, she seems to be under the impression that she's going to do everything right because she did everything right in Dolton and in Thornton Township, right? No.
But what I'm saying to you is, if you go and read for yourself and find the truth on your own, guys, I'm telling you, you'll be amazed at the lies they've been telling you all this time. So I just want you to know that so that you can do better. You're delusional, you're delusional.
That's the problem right there. Starting off out the gate, she takes no accountability for anything that happened and why she lost her seats in the first place. But let's humor her for a little bit, okay? And let's listen to her explain why she is the person to improve Fulton County and why she is the best person for the job.
It's a lot going on here in Fulton County, and I want people to know that I am aware of it. People been coming in my clothing store telling me all about it and all the things they want fixed and changed, and I just want to be the change for the community that I now live in. So I want people to understand that I heard you and I'm doing something about it. I don't know about all the other people that just talking, but I will be doing something about it. So stay tuned, because I have a big announcement this Friday for you, because anybody that know me know that I put on for my city, and they know that if I'm coming, we coming. And they know that once we start making noise, the change will happen. So just remember, I have the experience, I have the willpower, I have the energy, I have the know-how, I have everything it takes to help the people.
So Tiffany Henyard is a prime example as to why people say you can't teach an old dog new tricks or old habits die hard. Because as we can see and we can hear from what she's saying and how she's going about this, that she hasn't learned anything from what happened, okay? At the end of the day, she got booted out of both of those seats. And she hasn't learned the reasons why. She hasn't really reflected. It's always about everyone else's fault. They were against me from the beginning.
When I put you in your seat, Trustee House, Trustee Belcher never would have been a trustee. I the one made it possible for you guys to sit where you are now. And all I want to do is help the people. That's it. I grew here. The rest of them flew here. I say that all the time because I really care about where I grew up at, and I want to fix it.
She was so arrogant and so loud and so abusive towards the people she was supposed to be working side by side with. And that's what ultimately contributed to her demise, was that she just can't get along with people, and yet she chooses to continuously go into a career where you literally have to deal with people. Like, make it make sense, people. But you guys, that's going to be it for today. Let me know what you feel about Tiffany Henyard and her new adventures in Atlanta. Do you feel like she's going to win? I really don't think so. I wouldn't be surprised though, because you never know what's really going on behind the scenes. Does someone owe her a favor? Like I said, it's politics, and you just never know what's going to happen. Either way, I'm here for it. All right. I'm going to report on it, whatever happens. If you guys enjoyed this video, please remember to leave it a like. And if you're new here, subscribe.
And this ain't the last you heard of me, as always. This is not the last hoorah. I will continue to fight. I will still rise from the ashes.
I grew here. The rest of them flew here. I say that all the time because I really care about where I grew up at, and I want to fix it.
That's why my logo is Phoenix, and that's why my logo slogan says, from ashes to icon. That's me, Tiffany Henyard.